Hello everybody. Hello, it's me. It's Andy. Oh God, where am I? I'm not inside. Hang on. I should be here. There I am. I wasn't loaded up. There we go. So that out. A totally professional show as always. Hello everybody, it's me. It's Andy didnt. Andy here. We're getting ready to moon poop with you, the people out there. We got some Transformer news this week, obviously. MCM London Comic-Con, whatever it's called, actually showed some stuff which I was shocked about. We're going to be talking about that today and a few other little bits and bobs, you know, some fun things. I'm actually shocked by how much news there is this week. It's a little bit surprising to me. I think I'm going to have to change the setup for this room as well, as it feels kind of lonely just being a single zombie on the moon's surface with a giant red screen behind me and the view of the planet, you know? I'll probably need to change that up a bit to something a bit more, I don't know, either thematic, a bit more interesting than just this. It was fine before when it was me and Mikey, but might have to do something about that in the future. I'll figure something out. We don't need to worry about that now. That's a future Andy problem, as there are many future Andy problems. I hope everybody's doing well out there, you know. I hope you all had a good day. I'll be saying all this stuff again once we get the show started proper, as we do. We if you wondered why we're starting late, quote unquote, it's because the UK had its shift in time last night, which I didn't know about. Didn't mean I got an extra hour in bed because I didn't know about it, so I was up early. So that was fun, and by fun I mean rough. Now I've got to get up 4 hours earlier than usual tomorrow, as well. So that's tomorrow. I'm gonna be a really dead boy zombie tomorrow. Oh boy. Oh, that's going to be fun. That's going to be real fun. Anyway, you know what we should do? We should probably do some pooping, chat. Clean your buttholes. I think I'm going to play some music for you right now. Where is it? Where's that sexy music? There it is. We'll play some music and we'll start pooping. You ready? Hold on to your butts.
Welcome to Moonbase 2.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Moonbase 2 podcast. It's me, Andy didnt, and I'm here this week to talk to you about Transformers. Who knew? I've never done that before. Haven't been doing that for, 15, 16 years? Something like that. Too many years. Too many Transformers, one might say. But not me, because I like them. No one with me this week. I decided to freebird it, free wing it. You know, when you go full commando, that's what Andy's doing. I'm going to Arnold Schwarzenegger, trying to get my daughter back from the guy with the weird chainmail, Bennett. That's what I'm doing tonight. I'm going to crack someone's neck on a plane, rest their head very gently down on a pillow, then put the hat over them and tell them, hey, don't disturb him. He needs his sleep. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. He's dead. We're going to be talking about Transformers. I mentioned this pre-show, but we had MCM Comic-Con London, whatever round those words go, where we got to see some actual Transformers, and there was a leak, and I think the leak of two figures that was shown made Hasbro release official images of those two figures, which seemed to just happen not too long ago. See, we got it like I don't know, that looks like American time to me, but we got them official, which we can have a look at as well. But we shall start off with the third-party toys, because that's where we always start off with Kang Toys CY-Mini-04 King Mini. This is Razor Claw. And Chio Mini, which is Predaking. I guess this is them all combined together. This is the Kang Toys Predaking smushed down. It was Masterpiece scale. Now it's much smaller, which is interesting to see, I suppose. So let's have a look how they've done. It's colored prototypes this time round. We got to see uncolored prototypes previously. Very interesting, still ostentatious, as the Kang Toys design usually be. I think me and Big Swing Indeed last week decided that it was a very kind of Chinese aesthetic, and again, this is that. If you didn't know this was Transformers and this was Predaking, who Predaking was, you probably wouldn't guess initially that this was a Transformer, like a Hasbro Transformer, I should say, more so than anything else. We got big image of Big Boy and his little son. Don't talk to me of my son. My son, who only comes up to, below his groin. So there is a significant difference in height. But if you want the small version, it's going to be a lot more viable to store on a shelf or, wherever you might happen to you put your Transformers. Razor Claw. I think, do I like Razor Claw more? I think I might like Razor Claw not combined. He looks quite nice as he do. Big battle axe. Poseable as ever. You can give him shoulder cannons. All that jazz, which we all love to see. Actually, very, very armored core cannons kind of deal. Big D says, that's hilarious scale difference. It's a mild amount difference. I wonder what makes a company go, how about we do our toy, but just do it smaller? Like, significantly smaller. I wonder, is that just a way to save money because they've done all the engineering and all they need to do is scale it down, or what the business side of that is? I have no idea. Shoulder cannons, which mentioned. Oh, there's big Razor Claw versus small Razor Claw. I'm trying to see if there's any difference in paint. I don't think there is. If the differences are there, it's probably just loss of detail, right? Because the bigger one probably has a bit more detail to it, I would imagine. The Zoids Lion mode. Oh yeah, you can see the difference in the shoulder cannons here, right? The big one has very different shapes to the shoulder cannons compared to the small one. The small one has like barrels that are more rectangular, and the bigger one has a V shape with a clear Lego piece stuck inside. It looks like for the energy effect. So there is a difference, not a big one. It's for the cannons. That's something, for better or for worse, I suppose. But yeah, I don't know why the pictures have also gone from a normal size to being very, very small. Why would they do that? Never mind, it's fine. You get the idea. And then we have the Predaking as well, showing some posability, all that jazz. He can hopefully he'll be able to hold his cannon up because it looks like a big cannon. I'm sure he will. No issues there. That's it. Yeah, it's just now they're coming. Now the small versions are coming. Now, let's see. Hang on, chat. I'm gonna head over to, what do you call it, Andy? What do you call it? I'm gonna head over to Show Z. I'm making sure that you don't see any sexy details, because you never know what might be on my computer, right? My illicit pornography collection might be exposed to the interwebs. Oh, that'd be fun. Turn this one on. There we go. Okay. We'll see if Show Z has the Kang Toys stuff on here, and we might get an idea of how expensive it'd be. Kang. Kang Dao. Is it Kang Dao? Toys. Kang Toys. Okay. Let's you and I, chat, see how much these are. We're not going to have a look at the pissing gold versions. But if you were wondering how much the pissing gold versions are, the pissing gold versions are $160 of some description. What are the other ones? The standard ones are $40. Wait, these must be no. The small ones individually are $40. They only have up the Is this Bullhorn? That is the name, Bullhorn? The bull with horns? Yeah. Okay, they got Bullhorn. That's his name. And Ramhorn and Headstrong, right? That's him. Yeah, those are the two small ones that are up at the moment. You a mini? You must be a mini as well. Oh yeah, they've got Dive Bomb as well, but he's 55. He's 55. Oh, really? Though it looks like the wings might be translucent-y, but then painted gold, which is a bold choice. And by bold, I mean scary. Oh, that burb mode does look good, though. Look at that burb. Got a full-on burb beak. Like, full-on pointy burb beak. It does look good. Still does look good. Lordy, that's a lot of gold. Yeah. I mean, again, you're getting a repaint out of him. Were they doing a stupid black and purple version? Do you remember we got a black and purple version of Predaking? with Feral Rex. It was primarily black, but with like purple highlights. I hated that thing. Thought it was crap. In terms of a color scheme, at least. They've also got pre-orders up for the Dinobots that me and Big D talked about last week, but there's no price on them as of yet. Yeah, okay, so you want the normal-sized version of the Predacons from Kang Toys. They're going to be $140 to $160. So the smaller versions are like $100 less. So if you want to save money, yeah, the small money and room. Small ones, they're probably the better choice, I would imagine, if you're so inclined. Big D says, Kang Toys stuff looks ace, but I worry about not being able to pick either up without cutting your hands up. Well, you know, Big D, you do modeling, you know? You use a knife frequently to cut models and to trim them down and to sharpen them. No, well, not sharpen them up, but to clean the detail off them. Or, you know, mold lines and whatnot. So you should be used to cutting yourself. Because that's what happens whenever you make models. At least that's what happens with me. I saw this stupid meme a while ago, which had like a hand with like a normal hand, no hobbies, a hand with a few cuts, and it was like, oh, he's a hobbyist. He does this and this and this. And the last scale, which was just like the hand was mangled. It basically looked like the hand almost had been degloved, and it said cat owner, and went, oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, all right, moving on. This was the leak that we then got official images for later on in the week. We got the Studio Series Gamer, Voyager, Worf, Cybertron, Starscream, and we also got the other Junkion as well. Did I get that one up as well? No, I didn't. The Junkion being called Scrap Heap. Everybody's favorite Scrap Heap. Hang on, I didn't click on that. Click on that. There we go. Okay, let's talk about Scrap Heap first, because no one really has anything to say about him too much. It's another Junkion mold, this time with yellow boob. Yep, it's another one. I don't know if there's a huge amount else that's different. Wow, that face is brown in there. That can't be right. Sorry, the face just threw me off. Hang on, that can't be right. Package art. It looks like his face is the same color as his shoulders, which is kind of like a silvery, like gray color. On the back of the box art, it looks a bit more flesh-colored, I suppose. And then it's just like brown, like his underpants brown. Or his thighs brown. Sorry, shins brown. I wonder if there's a mess-up here. Because there's definitely a mess-up with Starscream colors, but we'll get to that. I think this is a little different because he has 2 wheels on his arms, but I could be wrong. I'm not a Junkion aficionado. Junkion fans out there, let me know. He has a bike mode. Chat. Do you want me to ruin the bike mode for you? Do you want me to ruin this bike mode for you? Okay. Let me just go. Life is like a hurricane. Here in Duckburg. Race cars, lasers, aeroplanes. It's a duck blur. You might solve a mystery. You might rewrite history. DuckTales. A woohoo. It's got a duck face. I don't know why. I don't know how this slipped through the net. But the red on the front here are eyes. And then we've got a beak that sticks out. It's a duck. It's got a duck face bite mode. I don't know why. I saw it straight away. As soon as I saw this bike, I was like, it's a duck. They've made a duck transforming bike. I don't know why, but they did. So the real question is, when are Toy Hacks gonna give us stickers to put over here for like proper eyes? Maybe some orange to really hamper up the bill. Maybe some like wing stickers on the back here. I don't know. I'm just saying. I think it's time to go full duck mode. We have never had a duck transformer. We've never had a bike-shaped duck before, or duck-shaped bike. No, yeah, a duck-shaped bike before. I think this is the way forward. I think this is what we have to do. We have to push forward and accept duck bike transformer. If you do get this figure, I would strongly recommend you never transform it into a robot mode, because it doesn't really look like a duck here, unless what you do is someone goes out, replaces the head, and makes it into a DuckTales character, like a Scrooge McDuck head.
Wow.
I think that would be great. It could be our first Transformers crossover with Disney's DuckTales. It's time. Andy, you are a bastard. No worries. It's only a matter of time. I hope so. I really hope so. I could see it. Who would be the best DuckTales character to have for this? Who would be the best? I guess you could go with the obvious one is like Gizmo Duck, because he's already partially robot-y. Seems a bit lazy. The big boy, Scrooge, solid choice. Done all day. Done all day is the classic. He is the original Duck, from Disney specifically. So you could go that way if you wanted to too. I wouldn't be opposed to that. But otherwise, yes, this is a Junkion. The third one, and I don't care apart from Duck Bike. It's the only reason to buy him. If anybody remember, you heard it here first, chat. Tell the people. Let my message be known throughout the Transformers community that this is Duck Bike. And if anybody else says Duck Bike on a podcast, they took it from me. They took it from Moonbase too. Send them a message saying, hey. Andy said that first. Moonbase 2, get out of here. Get out of here. Now, Starscream. This guy, the Gamer Edition, has caused some controversy. Controversy? People been talking about Starscream. They've been flapping their gums. Their lips have been moving about this figure. And I can see why. It's a Studio Series figure, so it's more expensive, obviously. It's Starscream from War for Cybertron. Yeah, it's the video games. It's that one. He is a Voyager class. He comes with a big bonking mace. And he also comes with the quote-unquote null ray. The singular null ray. Which, if you remember from the game, was just a sniper rifle. It was the best sniper rifle in the game. It was the one primarily designed to be a sniper rifle. Why did I say that specifically? Because I think there were a few other guns that could zoom as well, but this was like the big one, right? This was like pew, and the heads explode kind of deal. Big D says, if Toy Hacks do make those labels, I'm blaming you. Oh, I mean, if they do those labels, doo-doo. That's poo. If they do that, I think I should get 1% of the money made from them. I'm not asking along. 1%. I was the man that came up with the idea. 1%. It's not a lot. I actually like. Oh, so you like the Starscream, Big D? Okay, that's fair. That's fair. There are issues with it, and we'll get on to those in a minute. But yeah, this is that design. He is not the colors in these specific bits of artwork. Believe it or not, he turns into his quote-unquote jet mode as well, for whatever that means. So, here's the stock footage images, officially from Hasbro, and we also got the leaked images from an individual who acquired the toy somehow. I don't know how. I think these arrived in stores for some reason, and they just put them out to sell them, as you do. I wish these were bigger images, but if you look at if you're listening to this in the future, you'll need to jump back and forth. We look at the colors between the official one, the official images, and the actual images. He has a much more shiny metallic head, which he doesn't seem to in reality. All of his paint is a lot more metallic-y, where it's a lot more flat in reality, and it's a lot more saturated in these official images than in actual reality, I would say as well. Now, the issue people really have, not so much the colors. It's like they're fine. They're muted and a bit boring, but they get the job done. The main issue people have specifically is his honeycomb maze that he has on his chest. My original idea for a thumbnail for the podcast this week was to replace his cockpit with a giant banana. Because to me, I thought, wouldn't it be funny if Starscream had a giant banana instead of the cockpit? Because it, big and yellow. It's big and yellow on his chest as well. Couldn't get it to work, and I went, fuck it, I'm not going to bother. I saw TJ Omega had put up an image of it looking with like little bees around it, and I went, I'm not going to pinch that. That'd be wrong. But it is a little too big. It is a wee bit on the large size, and you might be, Andy, that's silly. It's the same as the game model. You probably know because, you're a Transformers fan, so you've probably been looking. But it is different. We got the behind the scenes, and they're talking about... I didn't really listen to them talk about, or read them talking about the Gooba Gabble, the Gabagool, if you would, because I didn't really care. They showed the in-game CAD model, they showed the toy CAD model, and they also showed the original, the 2024 version, which is the one we're getting, versus the 2012 version. 2012. That was 12 years ago. Jesus Christ. 12 years ago. 12. Holy shit. That was when we got the deluxe Starscream during the bad times. When the oil crisis happened. And you can see the massive difference in the design of the chest. The cockpit specifically. Now, I visually prefer, knowing the issues that the 2012 one had, been not very fun to transform and not feeling great in hand because of the cutbacks in the oil and the plastics and whatnot. I think the visual aesthetic, the silhouette, to me, is a lot more interesting on the 2012 version. I don't know about the hand feel, and I can't talk about the transformation, obviously, because I don't have them, either of them. But I think visually, the 2012 one has a better aesthetic to it, I think. But it is closer to the game model. I just think the 2012 one might look better than the game model. Because let's be fair, the video games, some of the designs, although interesting and kind of, they're okay for a video game, they're really, really big and clunky. They're so big and clunky, in fact, that in Fall of Cybertron, when Optimus Prime and Bumblebee are walking through the arc, and it's got the cutscene going, you can see how awkward the movements are for Prime, because he doesn't look... He's too thick. He's too big and chunky to walk like a normal person, so it looks weird. But like I say, this is more accurate. He also has the ability to pull his arm off if you so inclined, and you can give him his null rate on his arm, which works for the game. For the toys, I don't think they ever look very cool. Looks always a bit awkward and weird, but it's fine. It's a gimmick. It's a gimmick you don't have to interact with. Rock and roll. His bong staff looks a little bit like a giant, like, foam mallet that you get from a Gladiators event, or like a weird Timmy Mallet effect. British stuff, Americans, don't worry about it. It looks like it's made of foam, and like Starscream's gonna bonk somebody, and they're just gonna go, oh, don't do that. Don't, no, that's not comfortable. Don't hit me with that. Rather than, oh, I'm dead. I think it's just because of the color specifically, and because the spikes on it have been so kind of whittled down in terms of sharpness. They're not going to make them sharp. I get that. But I'm still going to stick with the fact that I think it looks like something made of styrofoam. That's something a cosplayer could make, and would make it that way so they could get into a con without someone coming up to them being like, hang on a tick. That's a dangerous weapon. You're not coming in here. Get the fuck out of here. I'm going to report you to the police. Vehicle mode, again, it's touted and looks like it is more accurate to the original, apart from the cockpit, which looks weird. The reason the cockpit looks weird is because a lot of apparently the head and all that kind of goo goes underneath the plane. And for the real thing, it looks kind of weird. I don't know why. I was 100% sure that the wings were meant to be bigger. I think it's just because of how the colors work here. Like on the CAD model, it's not as noticeable. It seems like the wings kind of flow forward into the nose cone, while in the toy, because there are joints here to allow the arms to kind of work the way that they do, it seems like it's not as cohesive, and it seems to stick out like, oh, here are your baby boy wings. Good luck with the aerodynamics, Starscream. At least that's how it looks to me. Big D says, hilarious that the side-by-side of the two toys and the Voyager is barely taller. Yeah, that's the world we live in, Big D. That's the world we live in. He's Big D, not wrong. The 2012 and the 2024 are practically the same height. I think the 2024 one is going to be like thicker. Like it's the 2012 one, but middle age has hit him. He hasn't got much taller, but he's not as young as he used to be. His metabolism's kind of dropped, so he's kind of piled on the pounds, which is why his mono boob has got really big, and his wing, and he's just kind of saggy compared to what he used to be. That's why it feels like to me. The canopy is really stand out now. That's a weird design choice. Yeah, the design choice from what I saw is because is there an image of like the underside? Yeah, there it is. You can see on the underside of the plane that not only does the head kind of slot in there, but the forearms go in there as well. So that's the reason. Is it a good reason? I mean, I'm not a toy designer, so I can't really say, well, you should. Well, I can say you should have done it in a different way. I just can't suggest a better way to do it. That's the problem. I don't think this is amazing. I know some people are going to get it and love it anyway. And yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter. Will it look better as Skywarp and Thundercracker? Presumably, because why wouldn't you do them in those colors? Because it's just easier. Maybe it'll help out a little bit. But I'm not enamored. I was never really enamored with the Starscream design to begin with. But for me, the gamer line just continues to be... You know, I just kind of look at them and go, they're fine. They're fine. I still don't think they top, I guess, the 2011 and 12 versions of like the Bumblebee and the Megatron and the Prime and whatnot. I'm still happy enough with them. If you want to remake the Fall of Cybertron Optimus Prime, I'd recommend that because that figure was shit. That was shit. That was a bad figure. You can make that Voyager and add all the engineering. Granted, he still has the bizarre proportions, as I mentioned, but that was a toy. That was crap. That was just shit. No doubt. I'd be surprised if anyone went, oh, the Fall of Cybertron Optimus, that was a markable improvement to the War for Cybertron toy. No, because that was when the crisis hit, and the budget dried up, just like the oil did. Well, the oil went into the ocean, I presume. Because I think, wasn't it a spill? It was something bad. Big D says, Starscream as a pre-war Cybertronian version of Timmy Mallet. Well, don't say it couldn't happen. I bought the gamer edition of Optimus and have no desire to buy any. Oh, really? What's Big D? What's wrong with the gamer edition of Optimus Primo? Why is he the poo? Why don't you like him? Why doesn't he tickle your biscuits? Why doesn't he jingle on your waggle? Tallywaggle? Whatever. That's all for Starscream. Starscream. Is there any more interesting images? Oh. Okay, I'll be kind. And a benefit of the Voyager one is the two tails, fins on the back, which form the little weird pyramid. You can fold those down now. Cool. Yeah. Yep. The weapon placement, where you can put the weapons on the figure, also doesn't look great. They just kind of bung them clumsily on the back. Like, the jet mode literally just has a giant foam mallet, which we described earlier, just plugged onto the back. Not under the wings. No. Just plugged onto the back. Just hangs out there. It's like, okay. Fair enough. Okay. I don't know. He does look quite cool when he's been posed with, like, jet effects and, like, an energy blap coming out from his null ray, but... Yeah, him and Megatron next to each other, they look fine. I would still buy a Megatron... for like 15 quid. I'd be happy for 15 quid. I'm not paying the exorbitant prices that the Studio Series and Gamer editions continue to ask for. Please note these color pieces are consumed after are consumer assembled and packed out with accessories. What? Hang on, are the shoulder bits not on the original, on the other version? No, they're on that one. With the hand feel photos. Hang on. Did it not have those shoulder pieces in these ones? No, it did. No. Hang on. Oh, it doesn't. Oh, that's interesting. The person that took the leak images don't actually have the shoulder pads. Shoulder pads? Is that what you call these bits on the? Well, they're not really pads because they don't go over the shoulder. They're more like it's more like a flared out collar. So that's interesting. The person obviously didn't add those. So that, yeah. So if you want to add the popped collar pieces, these collar pieces are consumer assembled and packed out with the accessories. Okay. Fair enough. Strange. But fair enough. They also got a cool image of him posing in the jet. Does look okay as well, to be fair. Big D says he just feels a bit meh. They bulk him out so much. He's just clunky compared to the original deluxe toy. And I really dislike the removable forearm. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. I get why they did it. And it is accurate to the game. I just don't think it looks very good, personally. We also got, these were the, what they call, the MCM London Comic-Con doodads. We got all these revealed in a pananale. So there was a reveal of Core Class Last Night Mohawk, Core Class Bumblebee concept image, Rumbell, Deluxe SS 107 Rise of the Beast Scorponok, and 108 Rise of the Beast Wheeljack, 109 a concept artwork of Megatron. We had we did get a leak that the Megatron was coming. We surmised what he'd looked like. Oh, that was Rise of the Beast. That's Rise of the Beast. This is the Bumblebee one. We'll start with Rumble. Rumble is the blue one here, for better or for worse, depending on your preferences, of course. And Rumble transforms into chat. Let us play a game called Name That Alt Mode. Because I don't know what it is. I don't know what it's meant to be. I've looked at this image for about 5 minutes before the show, trying to figure out what it is. And I don't know. I'm not, it's not like a bit where I'm sitting here going like, ha ha ha, it's shit, so I'm just making fun of it. No, I honestly don't know what it turns into. I've no idea. Rock Lords are more consistent with their alt modes. Big D, I can't tell you because YouTube will ban me. Oh no. Oh no. The robot mode is, it's okay. It has a faceplate. The heads actually looks more like Blastoff or Vortex from the Combaticons than it does Rumble, because it has a face grill. Got a little mask over his mouth, so it doesn't really look like Rumble. He's blue though. I'm looking at the back of the box to see if it gives me a hint of what he turns into. No. Does anybody know? Are there any comments? No, that's Brimstone. I don't care about Brimstone. Rumble. Has anybody mentioned what Rumble turns into, please? Rumble don't care for it, probably. No, they don't say what he turns into. Damn it. Why don't they say what he turns into? No, because nobody knows. What am I saying? Nobody knows what he turns into. He's Blue Rumble. Visually, I think the robot mode is, again, like I say, kind of meh. Not great for a concept art. Maybe you're kind of running out of ideas if you go into this. This is the thing. We'll do this guy. I'd be like, but what is it? Why? They're like, oh, it's obvious. I don't know. I'm probably complaining too much about it. Mohawk looks better. I'd say that. Hang on. Big D says, I mean, you're right. It is shit. I mean, you just look at the image. I don't know. There's no one that could say that's really cool. I'll tell you what was better, and these weren't good. The Siege Target Masters or Weaponizers, you know, the line that turned into the shit sword and etc. etc. They looked like the things that they were meant to turn into. This stupid crap line thing turned into this stupid shit sword. This robot man turns into a squared off rectangle. I don't know. Mohawk though, he's got a knife. Oh no. Beware, mothers and children. He has a knife. Flee for your lives. He does have his mohawk. And it does look a little bit like someone with like some kind of venereal disease has relieved themselves on him. As he has splops of green on his eye. Remember, children, don't relieve yourself on somebody's eye. That's not cool. They're a bit on his wheel and then on his chest as well. So it's I don't know, it's visually a bit weird. It's a bit weird, the paint job. I think it's meant to be like ooh, gangster paint. Ooh, it's you know, ooh, he's punk because he's got the mohawk. He's called Mohawk. He's got a knife and he's got all this like cool like spray paint on him. So ooh, but it just looks a bit messy, a bit half-assed, I would say. Mohawk does look like a fun figure. He actually seems to transform into a fairly coherent bike. I mean, I'll tell you what the problem is here. If we look at the image of the bike mode, there's this gap here where the seat is, where it looks like you can see his head. My concern is if you turn this vehicle mode round and look at it, from the side completely, that this hole here will carry through all the way to the other side, and there'll be a big gap. This will be a big hole in the bike mode. I don't know if that's the case, but we only have this one image to work off, I think. Unless... Let's have a check to see if the MCM London had any better images of Mohawk. I don't think they did. I think it was just the reveals. Yeah, we'll get to this stuff. Don't worry. No, yeah, because this was just the display. I don't think they had any of the new stuff in here. No. I'm pretty sure they didn't, because they had the panel, and then I don't think they updated the cases. No, it doesn't look like it. So yeah, my concern is this is going to be a very holy bike. Someone decided to put down in the comments Brimstone. Brimstone was a really cool bike former from the movies, I thought, and he turned into a really cool bike. I never got Brimstone, but visually speaking, I always wanted to pick him up, but I never got around to getting him. But look at Brimstone. Cool head. Well, debatably cool head. It looks a bit like, you could say that these are buck teeth, which is a bit silly, but I like to think he's more grimacing. He's angry at the world, and the weird bike, half like ninja throwing star bike wheel saw hands, and we ignore these bits. Don't pretend these are fingers because they're lame. Pretend like this is the hand, and this blue bit is a bit that spins round the hand as well. And ignore this part. These bits aren't fingers. Ignore that. That's not that. That doesn't exist, chat. You're imagining things. But the bike mode, very cool. Brims, and then Mohawk. Robot Mohawk's kind of fun. It's like, yeah, it's all right. Yeah, it's okay. Bike mode, I'm concerned about. I'm concerned about it, chat. I'll be honest with you. Big D says, we've had far worse bikes over the years. Oh, God, yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he's the worst bike ever. That's crazy. How'd I miss a Brimstone? He's right. There's also, if you wondered, Big D, I can't remember what the other color variant, if chat knows, let me know. There's another color variant of Brimstone where the blue is replaced by red, and obviously the green flames are replaced by yellow flames. I can't remember what that one's called off the top of my head. It was a movie line figure. Blech. Generally speaking, my mind says, blech, movie stuff. Scorponok, we've had the Rise of the Beast version, which is the fun concept art version, which, kind of fun. Comes with the scorpion who can become a little weapon. This is the big boys one. This is the one for the men out there, This is the big boy Scorponok, with his weird floaty head that doesn't look like it's attached to a neck. Okay. I assume the scorpion legs are folded outwards to be like extra arms, I presume. I don't know. Again, there's not a huge amount of images of this guy. Do you see him in his scorpion mode? Scorpion mode, I will say, I like it. It's very angry metal scorpion robot. I think that looks nice. The robot mode, I don't know. The head looks like it's floating. It doesn't look like it's attached to the body. It looks like it's attached to the back panel, which is, I guess it's the big flat one piece that is the scorpion's back. Is that the actual robot head? Is the scorpion head the robot head? It is. Oh, that's weird. That's weird. The scorpion head, he doesn't have like a fake scorpion head or like a smaller squish version of the head. It is just used for the robot. This has to be mistransformed. I believe, I'm going to be generous and believe that it's mistransformed. The head can go completely onto the body, right? Has to. It has to. Because it looks silly otherwise. It looks like the scorpion tail can become kind of a whip accessory kind of weapon thingamadoo. Makes sense? All right, yeah, sure. Better than it just kind of hanging out on his back. That's good at least. Color scheme is boring. It is gray with bits of purple on it, which is, accurate. He was those colors in the movie as well, because he was a jobber character. Probably didn't even have purple on him, to be honest, but they're there. I think it's okay. I don't love it. I don't think it's going to transform in a crazy way, though. It looks like, for the most part, he just stands up. Like most Scorpion Transformers, he just kind of stands up and you kind of fold some bits around and you take the tail off and you twiddle the legs around and that'll be your job done for the most part. You kind of unfurl the arms. Maybe I'm wrong. Funky Scorpion mode, certainly, but that bot mode is theoretically decent, but just a tad off. Yeah, it's just not quite there. It's not quite there. Hang on, let me get the Rise of the Beast one up for you, chat, because I think I prefer that one, and it was cheaper, I think. Rise of the Beasts, Scorponok. Again, I'm doing this so you don't see all my horrible pornography. There we go. That should be okay. Boom. This was the one based off the original kind of concept arts. These ones, and you know, this one's on a cheaper scale. You know, he's a cheap boy. Colors are kind of a little bit more interesting. It's brown and green, so it's like it's still not great, but I don't know. This one to me seems more fun. You know, we have that one, and then we have gray and purple. Is brown and green better than like gray and purple? I don't know. And he came with an extra little baby scorpion as well, which turned into a weapon for him. There they are. Look at him. Look at the little baby. Look at the tiny baby scorpion. And then there's the big scorpion. It's the team of Don't Talk to Me and My Son. My son just happens to turn into a knife? I don't know what this is. It turns into something, though. I'm still kind of tempted to get this. I might have missed my opportunity to get this, but I might get this. I have started loving the kind of more basic, simple Transformers, to be honest, as of really recently. But what do you think, Chad? Do you like this one? Do you like the Rise of the Beast one, or do you like the studio series? Again, big manly men, studio series. Little tiny babies with the Rise of the Goo Goo Gaga Beasts. I'm like, yeah, give me the Goo Goo Gaga, give me the Milkies. Give me the baby Scorponok and his child and his kid who turns into a weird thing. I don't know. I think I like this one more, to be honest. That's just me. It's and then stuff like that, and there we go. We can get back to the doodad. Big D says, saw someone say they can see him flying off the shelves as folks troop build with him. Yeah, I guess. It's not like, but here's the thing, right? They're not like G.I. Joes. These are not Cobra Troopers. And anything Cobra Trooper related, you're fucked. If you want a troop build, you're not gonna. You get fucked. I don't think Transformers has the same effect, just because, generally speaking, Transformers isn't a, it doesn't have jobber characters for the most part. We've started getting more jobber characters, but it's not like G.I. Joe where there's just like, oh, here are the guys that the G.I. Joes beat up. It's always like, here are the Decepticon characters who get beaten up, but they don't get captured or anything. You know, that kind of deal. I don't know about Scorponok. Not for me, at least. The Rise of the Beasts, Scorpy does just seem more fun, and oddly getting Nordalator vibes from the Beast mode. Oh, I kind of see what you're saying. He's less human Scorpion. Human Scorpion. That doesn't sound right. Earth Scorpion. He's less of an Earth Scorpion, I suppose. Then we have Wheeljack, Rise of the Beast Wheeljack, who, yep. I've never been enamored with this design. Still don't think it looks good. He's got a weird face. He still has a weird face. His face is still weird. His knees don't look the best, as it seems like the joint for his knees are... Like, imagine your knee joint. You know where your knee is. It's in the front of your leg. His knee joint is more in the back of his leg. So when you bend it, there's a big gap there. There's a big gap there. It's not the worst thing ever. He seems to be desaturated in color compared to what I remembered he was from the movie. Hang on, does he have dungarees? Are these dungarees? Are the seatbelts meant to be dungarees? Oh. Oh, is that really? No. I didn't like the design before. There's no way these are dungarees. Orange, you're a man of transforming knowledge. Are these dungarees? I mean, they're seatbelts, but are they meant to be faux dungarees? I don't know. I don't. Yeah. His arm mode's good. Oh, his gun's translucent. Fan-fucking-tastic. Okay. God fucking damn it. Yeah, they were trying to be clever with his design. Well, they fucking failed. Like, instead of Wheeljack, who should this have been? Who could this have been? I would have said this could have been Outback. If someone said Outback, I would have gone, you know what? It's not perfect. All right, yeah. Yeah, Outback. There's kind of more in the color scheme of Outback. That would have made sense to me. I know why they didn't choose Outback, because who's Outback? Outback? Who's he? This guy. I'd call this guy Outback, personally. But the TV repair van thing, fine. Yeah, it's all right. Like I say, it still seems a bit desaturated to me. It could be a bit poppier. The big boy, the big thing, is they showed off the concept art that they were going to use for the Megatron, which I guess would have appeared on Cybertron. Or Cybertron, if you want to go that way too. Orange says, I actually have no idea what a dungaree is. You don't know what dungarees are? Hang on, let me make sure we don't see any pornography again. Let me dungarees. Is that how you spell dungarees? There we go, dungarees. They're not pornographic. There we go. That's a dungaree. Dungarees. They're also the thing that Urkel had. Urkel? Urkel. Yeah, Urkel had dungarees. And these elastic straps where you go, whoosh, dungarees. They were a thing. I don't know why they were a thing, but they were a thing. So those are dungarees, just for your knowledge, Orange. There you go. And anybody else who was watching the stream, who were like, what the fuck are a dungaree? That's a dungaree. They supposed to be those. Yeah. Big D says, I should not like this Megatron as much as I do. Oh, okay. He is a triple changer. We will talk about how successful he is as a triple changer. But yeah, I assume this was a Megatron that was meant to be shown on Cybertron because his tank mode, certainly isn't in disguise there. That's for sure. We do have a behind the scenes for the Megalodon as well. I'm not reading this. I'm sure they say some cool things, but I didn't read it. They showed the concept art of what the vehicle modes were meant to look like, and let's see how successfully they pulled them off. So the tank. No, they didn't nail the tank. The tank looks more like I would describe the concept art of the tank as a electric razor that a high-tech fancy firm has made to be the hot new item. You know, we have the bit in the front, which is where the long hair goes, and you can see these jaggedy bits, which I'm guessing are the treads. That's the bit that like really gets the hair grain off your face. And the cannon is like it shoots like the foam onto your face. Like it just ejaculates the shaving foam onto your face, and then there you go. Bada bing, bada boom. No pictures. Oh, thank you. There we go. There you go. Bada bing, bada boom. The shaving cream. See, these are the long bits that gets the long hair. Bits for the short hair. Cream. Adds the cream to your face. There you go. How successful have they done that in pulling off with the toy tank? Not very. The toy tank is a little bit on the square side. It's a little on the square side. It's not what I would say an intimidating tank. I would describe this tank more as, it's a little tank. Oh, it's a little square tank. Oh, little baby tank. Oh, it kind of reminds me a little bit of the Metal Slug tank. It's that kind of cute tank where you go, it's a little baby tank. Oh, go gaga. Jet mode. Where's the jet mode? Jet mode. Do we not have a fancy image of the jet mode? Wow, they don't show a fancy image of the jet mode. Okay, maybe the behind the scenes do. Behind the scenes. Oh. All right, so that's behind the scenes image of what the jet mode looks like. I think it'd look better if you take the underslung cannon off the bottom. I think that will help because it's got a lot of junk under it, if that's the case. Concept artwork for the jet mode kind of looks like generic Megatron Cybertronian jet mode at this point, I would say. And that's definitely not a compliment. It doesn't really look like anything too much. It looks like if I grabbed it and held it up, to me, it looks like the same shape as the crystal that was used in Techno Man. Again, let me get a reference because you won't know most people won't know what Techno Man is. Techno Man. Techno Man. Do they have the crystal? An image of the crystal? I'll put in crystal as well. Kurt Ristel. Crystal. There it is. Yeah. Okay. See? Looks like this. That's the shape of it, right? Doot, 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 doot. And that's the shape of it. Kind of, right? That's Techno Man. Techno Man. You know what it is. You know what Techno Man is. Of course you do. Search it on YouTube. So do I think the jet mode's very successful? Not really. I don't think they've replicated. I think they've replicated to maybe the best that they could. But I don't think they're great. There's a size comparison between the B and the Prime. The Megatron and the Prime from the Bumblebee movie. Megatron is bigger. He's thicker. I don't know. I'm not sold on it, to be honest. It don't do the Andy much goo. But again, these are the movie designs. Can't really be surprised there. He's definitely going with the Michael Bay. There are lots of bits everywhere kind of approach, which really isn't my jam. And they made him a triple changer. I know he is in the movie, but I think maybe if they picked one mode to go with, they could have made him a bit better. You know, they did that with Shadow and Dropkick. Why not do it with Megatron? I know he's a triple changer, but triple changer doesn't mean a successful triple changer. We've seen that over the years. So I don't know. Big D says, oh dear, all the focus went into that robot mode. It kind of feels like it. And don't get me wrong, I think doing those two alt modes are difficult. That's why I think we should have gone with one of those modes. And it would have helped. I remember Automan, but what the fuck is Technoman? Technoman was a redub of... Oh, God. Tekka Blade? I think it was called Tekka Blade in Japan. Old anime. Certainly the best looking Bayverse Megatron. Yay. Yeah. I don't really like any of the Bayverse Megatrons, so I don't know. Orange says, love this guy's proportions, not gonna lie. But what about the alt modes for him, Orange? The alt modes are pretty poop. They're pretty poop. They definitely focused on making the robot mode as in proportion as possible. Then the alt modes were an afterthought. But like I say, the movie designs have never been my thing. They never will be, particularly. But there you go. That's the boys. Those are some of the reveals. Get out of here. Those are some of the reveals. The official images that we saw from MCM. Now we move on to the big boys. The thick ones. Hello, Mr. White. I just keep it in bot mode. Yeah, I think, to be fair, let's be honest, most people that collect Transformers do that anyway, but I don't blame you. Those aren't alt modes. They're piles of trash with treads and wings. I think my parents said that to me once as well, but didn't really make much sense. Not at the time. Big D says, disappointed we didn't get a reveal of Studio Series 86 Swoop, to be honest. I think that would have been nice. I mean, we know he's coming. He can't be, to be honest, too far off from being complete anyway. I'm guessing they just wanted to do a few showings here at MCM. Because let's be fair, MCM, we got some big reveals. The Studio Series kind of, at least to me, felt like a... But he's the legacy stuff. That's how it felt. So, We got a few showings. We're going to talk about Big Boy last because we can't talk about Big Boy first. Big Boy's Big Boy! Big Boy! We got proper images, colored images, real images, truthful images of Silverbolt. He's looking good. I didn't actually think he would be molded in a more silvery plastic. He's more silvery plastic than flat gray, which I appreciate. It makes him pop more. The wingtips are colored gold as well, which is quite nice. I'm still a little bit sad that he has no expression. Literally no expression. His mouth isn't open, nothing. It's just a thin line in his face, which is kind of sad. I kind of maybe the mouth opens, but the side profile of the head looks a bit weird, right? It just looks the head looks a little weird from the side, and I think it's just because of the mouth being closed. I don't know. Does it remind me of anything? No, I don't think it does. Mr. White says, I do kind of wish I'd gone next door to MCM just to get my own snaps on stuff. Yeah. Didn't you say it sold last night when I was streaming? Didn't you say it sells out pretty quickly, though? Yeah, it would have been good if you could have gone. Just for the giggle sake of it. I mean, because you're right by you're like 10 minutes from the convention center. Or more or something. I can't remember exactly. Since you're close to the convention center, I would probably go to as many conventions as I could. Just because it's right there. It's like, yeah, I'll try it. Yeah, why not? Legacy Blitzwing handles alt modes better than the Megatron. To be fair, the Blitzwing is a leader versus a Voyager. But I don't disagree with your statement. I'm 100 meters from the MCM, but tickets did sell out. I didn't want to name exact like how far you were, but that's fair, Mr. White. Yeah, MCM gets mental. Really, I've never been. I'm put off because it's London, and I'd rather not go to London. As you know, Big D. As you know, it looks like it's okay though for a convention, I suppose, but busy, very busy. Silverbolt still looks solid, looks good. There are loads of pictures of him in one pose. Look at him. One pose. They show him with his little knife feather thing. No pictures of the alt mode, though, which is a bit sad. I would like to have seen doggo mode. He still looks solid. Pretty happy with him. We've seen this before, the Stranger Things crossover. I guess these are just kind of official images. We saw the packaging. We saw the pizza box has a hole in it. To be honest, last time I saw a pizza box with a hole in it, that was my reaction to the rest of the video that took part in that. But it's interesting. I do think this mold for the pizza bot thing is quite fun. Get out of here. It's quite fun. Let's get some good images of him. It's quite good. I actually saw some digibashes of this guy into the Energon version of Toeline? I think he's called. It was like he wasn't in the show. That guy. Blue. Had a weird trailer. And it looked pretty good. I think this is neat. I don't know why this to me seems like a pretty good transformer for someone who maybe doesn't want a normal transformer. Someone that's a bit off the cuff. To me, this is a little bit nicer in some ways than the Jurassic Park ones, because it doesn't have a weird head. The Jurassic Park, not dinosaurs, always had weird heads. This one has it's not like a completely natural Transformer head, but it's more normal than the Dennis Nedry robot, or the hunter from the first Jurassic Park head, which both of those heads for the robots, to me, looked really weird and off. This one, I could see this in a Transformer show. Like, the whole thing just looks like a Transformer show. Is he kind of an ugly banana-ish yellow? Oh, no, it's not banana yellow. It's, the truck mode is the color of vanilla ice cream, at least in these images, right? That's the color of Cornish cream vanilla ice cream. Yeah. I'm sticking with that. I don't think there's much else to say about him because me and Mikey have talked about him enough. Would I buy him if he was cheap? If he was £16, I'd buy him. £16, I'd buy that for $1. Guaranteed. Big D says, hopefully I should be going to Salute at the XL in April. What's that? Is that some kind of convention? The stop motion video was extremely charming. I didn't see that, actually. Mr. White really likes this. Oh, okay. Would you buy, though, Mr. White? Would this be something you pick up? Someone suggested a potential repaint of Xenojon Toe line. Apparently. I saw the Digibash of it. It looked neat. Best of the collaboration figures? Maybe for me. Because I think the problem with the DeLorean was he was a bit... The DeLorean was boring because it was just grey. You couldn't have really done much else with it, but it was just grey. I didn't care for the Ectotron. I haven't really cared for any of them. The Frankenstein's monster is kind of neat. I'd buy him for £12, but that's probably as far as I'd go. This one seems more like a normal Transformer and a little bit nicer, I think. Oh, it's a gaming show, Big D. Okay, fair play. Damn, I had to take a call and I missed on your Silverbolt. There wasn't much to say. He looks nice, you know. Mr. White says, I would be tempted for the right price. What's the right price for this guy for you? For me, it's £16. It won't be that. But for me, £16 is the right price for this guy. I think they also hiked the price up a little bit with the porn pizza box. Where's the porn pizza box shots again? Ooh, I didn't order a sausage pizza. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 na na. Ba da 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 da. Sausage pizza. Ba da 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 da. Sausage pizza. What pizza is that? What is that? Is that image? It looks like a cheese pizza that has jalapenos on, and I can't tell what else they decided to slap on it. Maybe an olive or two. I don't know. Oh, pineapple. Pineapple plus jalapenos. That must be a thing from Stranger Things I don't understand. I assume. I think that's probably the case. I'd go up to 30. Damn, you go up to 30? Yeah, I think you could definitely get him for 30, Mr. White. I definitely think you could get him for 30. Never watched Stranger Things, but this guy looks nice. Yeah, I think so. I'd be tempted 20 to 25, so standard retail price. Okay, I think you can get him for that, to be honest, Big D. I think my price of 15, 16 is unreasonable, and I won't be able to find him for that much, in all honesty. So, time for Big Boy. Big Boy Magmatron. Apparently, the reveal was, yes, he is a commander class. I didn't think that was at all in question, but they have confirmed he is commander class or scale, which is like, yeah, obviously. I'm not surprised. We see all three of his animal modes. I'm sure Mikey was 100% happy with the accuracy of these. I assume. I don't know. I'm not a dinosaur man. Magmatron. Let's focus on Magmatron. They didn't show a lot of like him posing. Did they show? No, they haven't got Magmatron in many a pose, but that's okay, you know. They showed him off. He has his shield, which is the bottom half of the swimming dinosaur with the long neck. We'll call him the Turtlesaurus Rex. That one. The T-Rex, the purple T-Rex thing, which is called the Purple Mosaurosaurus. Vicarious, obviously, and we have the Pterodactyl Phineas Ferbian Des. And he won't have the cool not cool, let's be honest. Not the cool gimmick where he pulled on his little tail and he flapped his wings. He won't be doing that, but that's fine. I don't mind. All of the modes for the dinosaurs look pretty neat. Rubber mode looks pretty neat. It's about as good as I could really want. I don't know what else they could have done. My only real gripe is the robot mode's back is messy. It's messy. I don't know what else he could have done, but it's not clean. I don't know if you can remove the tail. I kind of hope you can, because that just sticks out a long way. And the Floatymosaurus, also the neck joint also pokes out the back quite a long way as well, which is a little bit disappointing. But really, for what it's doing, how else do you do it? I don't know. This is a big kibble shield, but fine. It was the same with the original toy. I don't care. Whatever. It looks like it still does the stupid gimmick where you squeeze the back fins and the front fins move forward as like claw, which is it was always shit. It was always shit. And it looks like it'll be shit on this toy too. But fine, it's a feature. I don't know how you get this robot mode to look better, in all honesty. Like I say, my only real concern is how faffy is it going to be to combine them together and transforming into this mode? Because I'll be honest, Magmatron, you transform him once and peg him together, and I went, never again. That'll do, pig. No thank you. I'm done. I don't want to do that again. He's not a fun transformer. He's a great looking transformer, but he wasn't a fun transformer. And I wonder if they've solved that problem with this guy. Is he fun to transform and combine? Is he easy to transform and combine? Or is he, once again, you put him in robot mode and you go, I will play with him in robot mode and never turn him into the dinosaurs? Will he have the ass mode? Where he has, the thing sticking out of his ass? I don't care. I know some people want it. His stupid third mode where you stick all the dinosaurs together and it's this weird human centipede looking affair. I don't need that. I don't want that really. It looked dumb. I don't think I've ever put mine in that mode just because it looks so terrible. It is literally human centipede, right? Human centipede, but with dinosaurs. Some people are into that. I'm not. I watched that movie once and I was like, why was this so hyped? It's crap. It's terrible. But I think I tell you what I do like really quite a lot. It looks like the sculpting on Magmatron's face is really good. I think you notice as well. What have they given him, chat? Expressions. An emotion. There is an emotion in the face sculpt. Something that we rarely get with Transformers. Most Transformers have... I'll show you what most Transformers have for a face sculpt. Not that. That's too much emotion. I'll show you. That's the expression we get on most Transformers. The silver ball face of just thin-lipped. Thin-lipped. He's just... It's the meme, right? It's not the meme. It's the emote where it's just 2 dots and a line. It's that. That's Silverball's face. Magmatron's face, they've actually given him an expression. He's going, Arr. It looks good. Very happy with it. Like I say, just concerned about how things work out and play out and how it combines and all that jazz. Let's see what chat says. The purple Saurus looks as big as Kingdom Megatron. I don't think he'll be as big. I think he'll be pretty big, though. He might be as big as the Megatron, but I don't think he will be. I think he'll be a little bit smaller. Not much, though. Like, I don't think this guy is going to be as big as, what do you call him? Armada Prime, Super Mode Armada Prime. There was a height comparison photo somewhere, but I can't find it. There was a height comparison photo of Magmatron standing next to the Leo Convoy, and he was significantly bigger than the Leo Convoy. But I don't know where those images are, unfortunately. Big D says, Magmatron looks about as good as he could be, to be honest. Yeah, I think so. This looks like a figure that'll be well... No, I'm not going to be hyperbolic. I don't think it's going to be worth Commander Price, but that's a me thing. That's a me thing saying I don't think Commander Price, for me, is worth the snuff. But I could see a lot of people justifying it, and I'd be hard pushed to be like, no, you're not getting your money's worth from this. It looks like there's a decent amount here. Excuse me, in terms of plastic, play features, design, all that kind of jazz. Mr. White says, is Paddles really hiding his face in shame in the back there? No. Paddles' face is on his shoulder. Like a little snake. Yeah, the shittiness is a feature. Is the feature. Said Orange. They said he'll have the ass mode. Oh, really? Alright, well, fair enough. People will be pleased. People will be happy. His codpiece looks like a knight's face. I could see that. Yeah, I've seen this design before. Haven't seen it usually covering up someone's prehistoric dong, but first time for everything. Does anybody else think like the pterodactyl thing looks like it's fat? Like it looks a bit like it's pregnant. It's got a little tummy on him. Look, he's pregnant. He's gonna poop out baby pterodactyls. I was gonna do the other idea I had for the thumbnail was to try and put like a squat bar in between like the wings and try and make it look like the bird was squatting because he got little chicken legs, but I couldn't get it to look right, so I gave up with it, to be honest. Orange, most TFs have silverbolt face. I'm not wrong. They just have the line face. They don't care. There's no emotion. Their war is not an emotion of emotion. Their war is not an emotional war. That's what I should have said. The one with Leo Prime is on Instagram. Oh, okay, fair enough. Okay, it is out there, so people can go look for it. Putting the Commander class budget to good use. I would agree. He's a chubby, but I love. Yeah, he needs a little dino diet on him. Yeah, I think this is good. I don't know if you can repaint it. Not that they've done many have they done any Commander class figures into repaints? I don't think they have they? Then it would lead us. Was Skyfire, Jetfire, but Commander? Because if so, then he's the only one, right? Because they did Skyfire, Jetfire into Shattered Glass colors, which were crap. But they did that. I don't think there've been any other Commander class, because Skylings didn't. He was Commander class. Rodimus Prime didn't, which is just as well, because that figure sold fucking terribly, because it was shit. Armada Prime hasn't. Menasor. Motormaster technically has. Repainted in quotations to be the toy version. Okay, I was right about Shattered Glass Jetfire. Okay. Yeah, he's the only one. No, the only other one is the quote-unquote toy version of the Stunticons. That's the only other one. Again, quotations, because how much you consider that a repaint, Mr. White says, I'd love this in black and gold. Black and gold. That could be interesting. Yeah, that could be interesting. Yeah, but I'm not sure they do it. The business practice doesn't seem to be going for that too often. I'm interested to see the little side skirts of Dino's flesh. If they're going to be really obnoxious in hand. They might be fine. They might be a little bit kind of, like I say, a little bit like, oh, wish these wouldn't be here if they could help it. Yeah, they look a bit awkward. Yeah, the dino flaps on the side. I don't think you can unpeg them, but they look mildly awkward. It's not a big deal. It's just one of those, kind of things I'm feeling. Yeah, Magmatron. Quite happy. Again, Hasbro was like, so this confirms that glasses up the nose. Maybe it means that Tidal Wave will be the Titan class. It's like, yes, we know. We're not stupid. Of course it will. Something someone noted on the boxes. Look at this. What is that? What is that, chat? That is a tusk. Ooh. Who has tusks? Rhinos have tusks. Tusks. That's not rhino horn. Perhaps it could be Big Thick Boy Convoy. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised by that at all, right? If they've got a Big Convoy in the wings at some point. Big Convoy shouldn't be too hard to do because he's just literally a shell former. But if they can make Big Convoy and then tidy him up, that would be neat. But that's interesting. Someone pointed that out and I saw it on Twitter and well, there you go. That's cool. I'll be all right with that. Hang on, has anybody... Big D says, won't be surprised if they do the G2 Motormaster. Yeah, I mean, it would be weird if they didn't, just on the basis that they've got two G2 guys out now. It'd be weird not to do the other two in him. It's odd. There's what 3 repaints we can have for Armada Prime? Yep, there's 3. There is standard version, there is Nemesis Prime version, there is Power Blinks Super Duper Peen version. Is there another one? I guess if you wanted to do all gold for the lucky draw, you could do that. Don't know why you would, but you could. Delta Magnus from Studio Series 86 Magnus, maybe. I actually saw that on a sale today on Amazon. Again, let me make sure you don't see any porn. Yeah, if you go, this won't be for American Amazon, but this is for UK people. I'll pull this up. There you go. If you want to get your Studio Series Magnus now and you can't wait, you can get them on Amazon UK for 78 quid. Go away. As you can see, it's a drop in price. It says 15%, but on this thing it says 19%. It's still a little rich for my blood. I don't want Magnus that badly. But if you do, 78. There you go. Magnus. I'm gonna wait. Yeah, I'm waiting on him and Armada Prime. I want them to be like more 60, 65, to be honest. I might be wanting a fool's dream, but for me, again, money is important. I can't go crazy with money, boys. I just can't do it. I'd like to, but I can't. Need to be smart with your money, boys. Need to be smart. I've got that old man approach of being terrified that when I'm like 40 in 5 years' time, that I'll have no money and I'll just be homeless. That's my fear. My fear is randomly becoming homeless for some unforeseen circumstance. It puts the fear of God in me. It really does. They kind of have to do Big Convoy. You know who they need to do, Big D? Purple Galvatron. Beast Wars 2 Galvatron. Big Convoy's fine, but I don't fucking care about him like I do Purple Galvatron from Beast Wars 2. That's the guy I want. Give him to me. Do it. If they could do Big Convoy with some articulation in beast mode, that would be nice. That would be interesting to see how they do it. Yeah. Instead of him literally being a brick. Orange says, yeah, I'd get him maybe at a big discount. Yeah. Same for... It'll be the same for Magmatron as well. He'll be the same price because he's Commander. He'll be fucking expensive. So I'll need to wait till Magmatron's... I could maybe push Magmatron to £72, but that would me be going like... Ugh, I'd feel gross about doing it, but it's Magmatron. And there's not even a third-party company that's done a Magmatron, so what can you do? Big D, yeah, I saw that Magnus sale. They had the whole bunch of Hasbro stuff. Studio Series Ratchet was 30. Studio Series Ratchet, who's a Voyager scaled, he's only 30. Fuck off. Fuck off. I'd give you 25 if I'm being generous for that Voyager Ratchet. Piss off. I looked to see if there was anything else good in that sale, and there wasn't. Ended up buying the Death Watch Mandalorian for my Black Mando series. Hang on. You've got Black Series collection, Big D? Where are they? Where are they, Big D? Where are they buried? Where have you buried the bodies? Hey, it's Dom. Hey, Dom. He's much better than Kingdom. Yeah. I can't see you're not wrong there. And Mr. White says, I literally had that experience at 40. Not fun. No, yeah. It's my panic. I'm always worried about money. I see people just like spending money and I go, oh, I hope you're okay. I hope you're okay. Oh, God. Hold out a faint hope that the Tusk is imported / rebranded Dan Cougar Mammoth. Now that would be sick. Dan Cougar? Damn. They'd never do that. Isn't Dan Cougar Bandai? Is it? Dan Cougar Bandai? Let me have a check. Where's Dan Cougar come from? Dan Cougar. Dun Cougar. That's not how you spell Dan Cougar. Dan. Mr. White's probably spelled it right. Cougar. Dan Cougar. If you don't know what Dan Cougar is, this is Dan Cougar. There's no porn on here, thank God. That's Dan Cougar. That guy. You've probably seen Dan Cougar before. Let's put him Bandai. Bandai. Yeah, okay, yeah, he's more than likely Bandai. So it's oh, that ain't happening. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, that ain't happening. Shame. They're all Big D says they're all boxed until my second Detolfas, but that makes sense. I spend money to distract me from those worries. Oh no, that's not a good idea. Oh no. Okay. That is the Legacy reveals. I think the reveals were pretty solid. For a small convention, yeah, a small convention relative to showing off Transformers stuff. I think it was pretty good. You know, the Magmatron, obviously the big thing. The studio series stuff, yeah. Not my jam. But I'm sure people will be happy with at least at the very idea of the concept Megatron, rather than maybe him actually transforming, because those modes still, I think, look shit. But there's stuff there for them. pretty happy. Now we just need to wait to see Tidal Wave. Is that the only reveal we need now? I think that is from the concept artwork for this wave of Legacy, right? That's the only one we're missing. Tidal Wave. Let's have a quick goosey gander. A goosey gander. Come on, give me the images. Here. Let's have a quick check, because they do have the image, don't they? Yeah. Oh, no, we've seen that. Yeah, that's it. All we need is Tidal Wave shown. And then everything from the Unite first poster we've seen. That's it. Okay. Tidal Wave at some point. So, let's move on to the conventions. TFCon has busted their nuts, and it seems like TFCons are going to be everywhere next year. So, Los Angeles in Americano land, it's going to be March 8th to the 10th of 2024. Be there or be square. If you don't want to be square, you should also go to TFCon Toronto, which is July 12th to the 14th of 2024. And if you don't want to be an even squarer square than those squares, you got to go to TFCon Baltimore, which is November the 1st to the 3rd, 2024. 3 conventions, all right? Who's going to go to all 3 TFCons? Who's going to be the TFCon king? Tell me. Will it be anybody in chat? Will you visit every single one of these? That's a lot of conventions. Good for them for getting around, one place in Canada and 2 places in America. Where's Baltimore? Baltimore the West Coast? East Coast? No, it must be the East Coast, right? Because why would they do it on the West Coast when they've got the LA one? That'd be weird. Orange says the only one on the poster that hasn't been revealed yet. Yeah, this Tidal Wave. Yeah, saving the best for last, Tidal Wave. I'm hoping he's good. But yeah, that's all the news for this week, everybody. We're done so. So the question is, of course, what have I been up to this week? And a few previous weeks, because last week we didn't have time to kind of cover any of that stuff. So I've got some Transformers. Oh my goodness gracious. That's right, it's more not Legacy, it's more Warrior class figures from RID. I got Soundwave. I had to pay a little bit more than I'd like for him, but got Soundwave. I really like him. He's fun. He doesn't feel like he can pose a huge amount. Like, he's poseable. He's got all the joints to pose. But just because of how much of a big, thick boy he is, he doesn't feel super poseable. It's like Arnold Schwarzenegger. You don't look at Arnold Schwarzenegger in his prime and go, man, I bet he can do some sick kick flips. Or I bet he can do like a cool handstand. Or I bet he can do a cool like Jet Li pose. You go, he's a big boy. He ain't doing that. But the Soundwave's pretty fun. He's got a decent transformation. He's got waist articulation, which, most of these figures don't have from this line, which is nice. I don't know why they decided to give him translucent wheels. That's weird. But there is like the neck joint here. Like it's on like a panel. The head kind of flips around under the chest. And at least on mine, I don't know if you can hear that. It wobbles, and there doesn't seem to be a way to secure it anywhere, which is a bit of a shame. And because he doesn't have like a gun weapon or something to go in his weird spread out hands, it feels like he's missing something. Feels like he needs like an animal friend, like a bird or a cactus or a tonberry, something like that. It feels like he needs a little friend. Soundwave always needs a little friend of some description. Got good light piping, because it is the Transformers Prime design face, so it is just, my face is a light. And I like that. Very G2 face design, which I hadn't noticed until now, right? When it's all light piping, it's not bad. It's not bad. Big D says, oh God, I don't need a reminder that Transformers are 40 years old next year. Well, here's the thing. If you ever want to know how old I am, all you have to do is go, how old is Lost Boys? How old is Hellraiser? Because that's when I was born, 35 years ago. Which is always fun to think about. I'm as old as Hellraiser and the Lost Boys. I'm not a big fan of Lost Boys, but I appreciate it's a decent film. I do like Hellraiser, though. So it's kind of fun to know I was birthed on the day that the box was opened. That's kind of neat. Orange says, as much as I love the Earthspark cartoon, I'm not into the figures till we get the Generations version. Oh, I know, fuck me. The Earthspark toys are crap. They're just crappy. It's a real bummer. I did see that the Japanese are doing slight redecos. Maybe I can find them again. I don't think I'll be able to. But someone put up I don't know exactly what the source was, but they had images of like the Japanese releases of the Earthspark toys versus the American ones. There wasn't a huge amount of difference. Very, very, very small. It's not like back in the day kind of differences where you were like, damn, the color difference is crazy. I'm just having a look now. See if I can find it. There's no porn on here, I don't think. Don't worry about that. This is the Moonbase account, so don't worry about it. If there is any porn, this was Mikey-related porn that he grabbed, so it's not my fault because I haven't really cleaned out anything. Oh, Tombstone, okay. Yeah, I don't see... What the fuck was that? What is this? He farted. Yeah. Fart man go funny. Yeah, okay, I can't find it. Fucking fart. I can't find it. But there were some small differences between the Earthspark versions and the Japanese versions of the Earthspark, but there wasn't a huge amount. It is kind of a bummer, though. Give me Core, Class, Thrash, and Twitch. Yeah, I'm trying to think if you could do them well at that scale. I think you probably could. You know what's really shit about the deluxe line for Earthspark? That they did Prowl, and they haven't done a Soundwave, and I mentioned this like last time or whatever it was. I mentioned it last time. There are characters in Season 1 that they haven't done. I don't like Earthspark. I've stated that before. I think it's a pretty badly written show in a lot of aspects. But I think Hasbro should at least respect the fans of it and put out the toys that they would want. Pretty much after Transformers Prime, all of the Transformers shows got shafted for toys. RID, not so much, because the Warriors aren't too bad, but Cyberverse and Earthspark have been shafted for their toys. They've been royally shafted because it's focused on legacy. Well, I won't complain about that, though. I've done it before. Soundwave, still good. Got a cool alt mode. It's not really in disguise, but it's a very big monster trucky kind of Batman car, which I do appreciate. I think it's good. He's neat. I got Stormshot. Stormshot was touted as being the best figure of the line. He's not as good as people hyped him up to be, but I do like him a lot. I like that it is a unique design that I haven't seen before. He does have, for some reason, the back of his head is hollow. I don't know why. It almost feels like they were going to cut his eyes out and put like a translucent block, clear piece in the back of his head, which they never did. So it does feel a little bit strange. We don't have it here, but his guns can combine together, which is quite nice. The problem with his guns are they're asymmetrical. One's a pistol, one's kind of a shotgun. They look good, but they don't look good for a plane, because you can stick them under the wings, and in plane mode, they look really awkward and weird. The transformation works pretty similar to Combiner Wars. Figures. So the legs split open. The knees kind of fold into the shins, and they kind of close up around. And that's about it. But it's a good-looking figure. I wish it had been repainted and given a new head sculpt and made into a Predator. One of the Predator jets. I think that would have worked perfectly. I just would have liked to have seen this design used again, because this silhouette, this look, it's quite neat. And I think doing it into like greens and browns and purples for a Decepticon color scheme would have looked kind of cool. So I like him. He's not worth 30 quid, which I didn't pay. I bullied the person down. I did pay more for him than I have the other warrior classes, and he wasn't worth it. But I'm still happy I have him, if you know what I mean. No waist joint, which is a shame. But again, these are the warrior class figures, so it's expected. But I do like it generally. I got Steeljaw. Man. Steeljaw's probably the worst figure I've had from the warrior class line so far. The transformation is quite interesting. Like the front of the car, the bumper and everything become his feet, and he's got these kind of beast-styled legs, so they're not directly straight or anything like that. And the way that his arms kind of fold out and fold around from like the back and come up to be his shoulders is quite nice. The problem are his feet and his stability and his arms. His biceps are very, very thin. They look very thin and weedy, like he could snap them. The door panels flip round to fill in the gaps of the forearms, but they don't peg in, so they're very floppy. You'd expect these door panels to kind of hinge and then peg down into the forearm, covering up the big hole. They kind of more rest there lightly. There is a tab, and there is it's not really a slot. It's more like an indentation where the tab just kind of rests to be like, this is where that goes. It's more of a helpful suggestion than it is a solid point to hold the door closed. And there's still a gap, regardless of that, there's still a gap in the forearm anyway. So I don't quite exactly know why. Mr. White says, Mikey's taste in prehistoric-looking birds. Yeah, we're not going to talk about Mikey's proclivities. I don't think that's a very say-so topic, potentially. So that's a shame. The way the arms work, you pull, they slide up and they slide down on the bicep. The problem is when you slide them down and you're like, oh, these arms will bend. They won't. They'll lock into position. You have to then pull them down further to a point where you're like, am I going to break this? And then you can bend. So you can then bend the arm. Okay, we're fine. You then make them straight again. And they then lock back into position where you then have to pull them down and then do it all over again. So it doesn't mean that it doesn't make the arms very playable. Because if you want to straighten them out, you then have to fiddle around with them to get them to bend again. Just isn't desperately fun. He has no heel spurs. And you might be like, okay, but Andy, you've got the screen up, screenshot of him up. Aren't these wheels heel spurs? No. And then you might go, well, that won't matter. If you position him in the right way, he should be okay. No. Because the feet are the front of the car. The front of the car is not flat. So his weight distribution are on very, very small points. He cannot balance well because he is not standing on a flat surface, and he can never stand on a flat surface. It keeps the vehicle mode looking kind of nice and interesting with the bumper, but it absolutely cripples the stability of the toy. The only way you can really get him to stand is by getting his tail, which isn't in the image. I'm guessing this image, for some reason, he's missing his tail. And using the tail as a third leg, thank you, to help stand him up. It's the only way to do it, and the tail is not very stiff. It's on two joints. It's on two ball peg joints, and they're not really tight joints either. So he's not great, unfortunately. I'm kind of it's nice to have him because he is an interesting looking figure, and he does have for this line an okay kind of transformation. Just not very fun to touch. I've got him posted on my desk. I transformed him once and I'm not touching him because if I do, he'll fall over and I'll scream and scream and scream until Daddy gets me a golden goose that pumps out a golden ostrich. Not ostrich, golden egg. And I want it now. I want the whole world. Come on, Veruca, don't be like that, you bitch. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, everybody knows that, right? Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? The good one? The original one? Gene Wilder? No? Alright. Steeljaw. Not great. We have the repaint and slight retool. Well, new headed version of Scorponok into... What's his name? Paralon. He is very much a background character looking character, which is fine, because he was. The head, if somebody told me that this figure was a custom job, I would believe them, because to me it looks like someone got a Scorponok toy or a Buzzworthy 3-pack and has one of the spare heads in that no one ever uses, and you can't do anything with them. You just have a little baggie full of heads and just stuck it on this toy. If someone said that to me, I'd be like, you're right. That's not the case. This is a head design for the toy that looks exactly like Beast Wars Scorponok. It is the Scorponok toy, which I talked about last time. Just color scheme change wise, it's different with a new head. Yeah, go back and listen to the previous show. You'll hear my thoughts on that. It's okay. Spoilers. Then I got Megatronus. I didn't get this version of Megatronus. This version of Megatronus has extra boob painting. Looking at mine and looking at it. And it's got it's the masked version. I don't have the masked version. I have the other version. Oh, the blade's not painted. My blade is painted, but my boobs are not. His blade is not painted, but his boobs are. Oh, that's interesting choice of distribution. This is basically the Blastwave toy, just the original version of the Blastwave toy. I like the Blastwave toy. I like the Bludgeon mold. Bludgeon's coming to me, by the by. I like this mold. I think it's neat. It's got decent articulation for the most part. For some reason, it has like ratchet jointed elbows. I still don't know why they're ratchet jointed. It doesn't feel like there needs to be a reason for it to be ratchet jointed, but never mind. The tank mode is okay. It's not the best. It looks a little bit strange. It doesn't look as good as Blastwave and Bludgeon's tank mode. That one is better. But I think the robot mode is a little bit nicer in some ways, just because of the way the chest is designed and all that jazz. The thing I don't like about the Megatronus is his blade, or glaive. I don't know if it's a blade or if it's a glaive, because it's not. I think it's meant to be a spear. And the image that I've got on screen for the stream, the blade or glaive, it kind of sticks into his forearm, and it looks really awkward there. But he can't really hold it. There is a little tiny like nipple, is what I'd call it, at the bottom of the handle, which prevents you from like holding it, you know, pushing the hand all the way up to the blade. So it looks a bit awkward and weird. It's a weird design choice. I think they should have gave him a proper fusion cannon or a bit more of an intimidating weapon, like a big, you know, the Megatron mace or flail, something like that, just to, rather than this weird glaive. Maybe if they'd made the glaive longer so he could double hand it, or look like he could double hand it. Also sticking the glaive into the tank turret for the tank mode. I don't understand why. It looks weird. Again, it's a weird choice. But yeah, the mold's still good. Still like it. Solid toy. Fun little dude. And the last one I got was Starscream. I was told by Mikey that Starscream's kind of okay. I really like Starscream. He has a quite fun transformation, and he transforms into a really cool jet mode. I'll try and get a version of the jet mode up on screen. I described the jet mode on Twitter as very swooshable. It's fun to grab in your hand and just go whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. It's just got that kind of fun feel to it, you know? Copy the image, paste the image. There it is. Okay. There we go. This kind of backwards V-fin jet mode I like. It's very, very fun. Transformation's not too bad. The wings kind of fold backwards into the cape shape that he has. The legs transform very similar to a Combiner Wars toy. They kind of pull downwards like that. And then you kind of bring the arms and the shoulders up to the chest, and you fold the nose cone down as they go behind the wings. It's quite nice. Not a huge amount of articulation again, because it's a Warrior class toy. I kind of repeat myself. But I like it. Fun toy. Surprising how good it was. Makes me want Skywarp at some point. That's my hope and a dream. But yeah, again, I'm really into the RID Warrior class line. I think they're a lot of fun. I think they're great and tasty. And don't pass them up. They're, oddly enough, pretty good. Not super easy to find. I've nearly got all the molds now. I need Quillfire, I think, for a mold. I need Bisque. I desperately need Bisque or Thermidor. That's one I'm really interested in getting. I really want to get Ratchet. I know he's just a retool of Strongarm, but I really want to get Ratchet because, you know, it's Ratchet and Jeffrey Coombs. Was there anyone else on the high wants list? I think there was, but I can't think of who it is off the top of my head. But yeah, those guys I'm enjoying. I tell you who else I'd really like, but I'm not paying £18 for him, which is the cheapest I see him for. Cyberverse Cheetor. Deluxe Cheetor. I'm not paying £18 for that. Get out of here. Swivel. No way. No thank you. If I could get them for like £15, or less, I'd be happy to do that. So that's all the Transformers stuff I got this week. I've been streaming games. I've been streaming Lies of P, which is great. That's really good. That's a fantastic little game. Still playing Lords of the Fallen, which is still, I still like it, but it still annoys me. There's still a lot of points in the game where I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake, why have you designed the game like this? And it's not like me being bad, it's just bad design elements in there which just irk me. Well, Lies of P is fantastically good. I don't know what it was like pre-patch, but apparently the patch made it a little bit easier. But the game's really, if you like Dark Souls, if you like Bloodborne, if you like Sekiro, the parry style kind of gameplay, Lies of P is fantastic. Very, very, very good. Very good game. And in terms of watching, I've been watching King Oja. I'm pretty much up to date with it now. I'm maybe 2 episodes behind. If you remember, while Mikey was on the show, he was flapping his mouth about that, and he really liked it. It's good. He wasn't lying for a change. Mikey was right. You'll never hear that frequently, I can tell you that much. It's a good show. It doesn't feel like a Sentai show. The way that the story's paced and the way that the characters interact is not your generic Sentai. And that's good, because most of the generic Sentai writing makes me go, no. I won't watch it because it's shit. The writing here is not shit. It's pretty interesting. I won't go over the story because, watch it yourself. And Mike has also talked about the story as well. The only bad thing about the show, which I think is really glaring and distracting, are they use volume screens, like they did for The Mandalorian. But they don't have Disney money, and they have Japanese children's live action Sentai money for their CGI backgrounds. So it's not great. It's not good. It's very distracting, and it's very obvious that the people are on a volume screen. It's very, 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 very distracting. So tired of volume screens. I agree. The reason I kind of let them get away with it, Mr. White, is just on the basis that, like I said, it's a TV show in Japan, so that's already that's not as much as Hollywood has. It's a TV show for children as well, for Sentai, so that's even less money there, But I would prefer it if they didn't use it. The 2 episodes of crossover, which I think Mikey talked about as well before he left the show, where they don't use the volume screen, I was like, oh, they're in a real place. Oh, it looks so nice. Funnily enough, the way that the crossover happens, the bad guy for the show gets the team and kind of throws them through portals, saying, I'll throw you to the worst place I can possibly think of, or the worst world I could think of, and it's just Japan. I'm like, bro, imagine they got thrown into London. They wouldn't stand a chance. They wouldn't stand a chance in London. If you think Japan's horrible, it's like, bro, come on. Japan's a paradise, for the most part, in some aspects. Compared to London, Jesus. Come on now. Come on. But no, I highly recommend Osama Sentai, King Oja. Very good show, especially for your Sentai stuff. So, very happy with that. And that was 30 episodes I've been watching for 2 weeks, so I've hoofed through it pretty well. That's all I've been up to. I have bought Remnant 2 as well for streaming potential, which is meant to be, I hear, Dark Souls with guns. I plan to stream that as well at some point in the future. Might stream that with a young daddy, the moderator who comes on sometimes to mod my streams, which should be fun. Might be able to get him on stream to talk too. I tried to get Jason on, but Jason's a stinky poo head who doesn't want to stream, who I keep pestering. You should stream, Jason. Stream. And he won't. One day I'll bully him into it. I need more friends to stream with. Please. Anyway, I think that'll do us for the show. Thanks everybody for coming on by. Hope you've had a fun time with me today. If you want to follow me on the interwebs, I'm on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube as Decayed Andy, the rotten flesh of a human being that I am. We're on the Moonbase 2 forums, Twitter, iTunes, Facebook, and Libsyn, and YouTube as Moonbase 2 Transformers Podcast. If you want to watch us live, right now. Well, not now because we're ending now, but you know what I mean. You can join us on Sunday at 8 o'clock in the evening UK time, which has gone back an hour. So if you need to adjust your clocks to the show, that's the reason why. We've gone back 1 hour. Time, woo! Amazing. And what else? ccbunker.weebly.com. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. Daddy in the flesh. Well, maybe not. Live for one night only. Live for one night only. That's the hope. You need to bully him as well, Mr. White. Send him a cheery message over Twitter or Discord. Tell him that he needs to stream with me and talk in person. Not be scared. Be a big boy. But yeah, thank you for joining me. We'll be back on Tuesday for streaming. And it will be Halloween-y time, so we're going to be streaming Stubbs the Zombie, which is appropriate because I'm, dead. And so is he. Thanks, everybody, for coming on by. Hope you have a very good day, good evening, and or a good night. I'm, of course, dead on the inside, dead on the outside. And until next time, I'll see you suckers next time. Thanks for coming by, Moonbase, everybody. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Wow.
Bye-bye. Hang on. What does Gregory think?
I hate them, Gregory! I hate them all!